I welcome you to yet another exclusive interview on Ada Derana as we share a very important conversation today with another CEO of a leading institute that will very soon be very popular among every individual here in Sri Lanka. Well, it's new so far. It's Lanka BPO Academy, and we have the CEO with us, and that is Mr. Yasas Vishuddhi Abeywickrama. Am I right? Yes?
You're right.
Welcome. It's lovely talking to you. We had a very simple chat beforehand. So, Mr. Abeywickrama, let's talk about BPO. Now, this abbreviation sometimes, at the first time they hear it, one might think, okay, what exactly is this? So, for everyone who doesn't know and for those who do, let's elaborate on this.
Sure. Thanks, Jehani, for the opportunity. BPO stands for the Business Process Outsourcing.
That's right.
Now, it's a fairly simple concept. If we don't know how to do something, we would get someone else to do it. Or if you're not good at doing something, we get someone else to do it for us. And BPO is exactly doing that, outsourcing something to a third party. Now, we've done it in certain areas like manufacturing in the past. And if you take a simple example, if you want to paint your house and if you don't know how to do it, you get someone else to do it.
You hire someone, yes.
Exactly. You can do the same thing for business activities as well. So you outsource business work to third parties.
Lovely.
Now, this business work can be answering calls, it could be entering data, it could be doing financial accounting, it could be doing research, it could be doing some kind of analysis, anything really. And that is really the BPO. So you have some sort of business work that you want to outsource to another party.
Right.
Now, this is resulted from the specialization. Your company is not specialized in certain things. It's not your core business, so you want to get someone else to do it for you. That's one reason. The second reason is the cost factor. Now, in the US or Europe or Australia, the salaries are fairly high. So rather than getting someone in the US doing something for you, you might get someone in China or India or Sri Lanka to do it for you. So BPO sector, this outsourcing sector works based on those factors, the cost factor as well as the specialization factor. The other third element would be the availability of resources. In the US, you might not have enough resources to do certain things, whereas in China or India, you might have a lot of resources to do so.
That's right.
And that's the concept of BPOs. So it's a wide ranged sector. It's some people think BPOs are just call centers. Call centers are BPOs. It's one of the major segments within it. We call it the voice segment because you use your voice to provide outsourcing services. But there's a huge non-voice segment. Things I mentioned before, like data entry, documentation, financial accounting, research, that sort of thing.
Nice.
So it's a wide range thing. There are huge opportunities for almost anyone in the BPO sector.
Yes, that was quite elaborate idea as to what exactly BPO is. And now, after speaking about this area that we should definitely pay a lot of attention to. Now, for the first time in Sri Lanka, you have initiated an institute that will definitely provide a very valid certificate for Sri Lankans. And it's not only you, it's a partnership, you were telling me. So let's talk about how everything started off, how you initiated it, and what exactly is behind it and what kind of objectives you all have.
Sure, that's a good question, Hani. We were passionate about the BPO sector well before we started the institute. As we discussed before this interview, I've been writing about the sector, researching about the sector, and trying to bring out positive points about it for our country. And one thing that came out during this period was that one of the major challenges Sri Lanka has to excel in BPOs is the availability of resources.
That's right.
Now, India has proven that BPO sector can really support the economy.
Make the difference.
That's right, exactly. And but if you take their BPOs, call centers, you have 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 15,000 people working at one location, whereas Sri Lanka actually can't do that. Now, geographically we have same features, and most other factors probably are very similar, but the availability of resources, in other words, killing up our youth, hasn't really happened in Sri Lanka. So we thought if we are to take Sri Lankan BPO to the next stage, we have to solve this problem. We have to solve the problem of not having resources. And that's how we started to research about the capacity building for the Sri Lankan BPO sector. And then a lot of things happened since then, and we realized that Sri Lanka doesn't have a proper training institute. Sri Lanka doesn't have the world BPO certifications in Sri Lanka. And hence why we started our discussions with BPO Certifications Institute, which is a US-based organization, the world leader for BPO certifications. And they happen to be in 40 countries. They certify over 50,000 young people annually in 450 cities. And unfortunately, Sri Lanka wasn't on the map. And we are talking about making Sri Lanka the next big thing for BPOs, and we don't have the global BPO certifications in Sri Lanka. So we took the initiative. Wasn't that easy, but BPO Certifications Institute realized the potential in Sri Lanka and was happy to come to Sri Lanka, and the environment in the country very luckily changed as well after the unfortunate war ended. So the environmental factors actually supported us, and the rest is history. We today have global BPO certifications in Sri Lanka offered through the Lanka BPO Academy.
We should be very thankful for you to actually initiate everything and bring down such a prestigious company, especially you happen to be the only partner of the BCI, that's the BPO Certifications Institute, and having that kind of qualifications granted for Sri Lankans, I believe, is a big deal. So with the potential we have, I think this is not just the first step, and definitely we'll be right on top very soon. Now, we were speaking about having global recognition. Now, a student who comes to you, who enrolls with your institute, now they might be wondering sometimes, maybe Sri Lanka is not the best place for me to stay, maybe I might want to migrate. All sorts of questions usually arise, especially when you invest money in your education. So what kind of recognition would you get if you do it over here and then leave, and what's the weight that the course carries?
Now, as I said, what we offer is BPO certifications from the world leader, and that is kind of the world standard for the BPO sector. And it is end-to-end, as in covers all aspects of BPOs, and the certifications are offered in 40 plus countries in 450 cities. And 50,000, at least 50,000 certifications a year. So that's the caliber of the certification that we offer. So we can assure that the Sri Lankan youth that take the certifications with us in Sri Lanka can confidently go overseas and present the certification and go to any other suitable job. Now, it doesn't have to be just BPOs. Now, something that I tell people all the time is BPO is a good career. You have a career ladder that you can move through. At the same time, it's a good starting point as well. One of the key areas within the voice segment of the BPOs is the customer service aspect. Call centers are about customer care, customer service, and it has telemarketing, those aspects as well. So if someone does that for 2 years, and if they don't want to continue within the BPO sector, you can actually move around as well. So if you move around in your careers, you still have this certification which actually gave you the edge, and internationally it will be recognized. So BPOs is a good place to start to go international careers. At the same time, locally as well, not only for BPOs. BPOs actually offer good careers for a long term. At the same time, if you want to really move out, you still have those opportunities. But talking about moving to international countries, it's a good thing. It gives you the exposure and it gives you the experiences, and I myself have gone through that. But at the same time, I would encourage young people to, if you really want, and sometimes I do encourage people to go out and get that exposure, but please do come back.
Definitely.
Sri Lanka is now in an economic development era. We've seen the war ending in the last 2 years, and we're all working towards making Sri Lanka the best place to live. So I would encourage young people to love our country. Something that I do have in my heart is the passion for my country. So I do encourage people to see the world. It is good to see the world, so you kind of get those perspectives, but at the same time come back as well.
Yes, that exposure, definitely gain the exposure, come back home, because we have such a lot of potential here.
Exactly.
And what Mr. Abeywickrama is also doing is making sure he gives you that extra edge to make sure that you have a very fine living here in Sri Lanka. So BPO is the next best sector. If you're just out of school or you're just considering what kind of career options you have, this is where you should be. Now, speaking of selecting this as your career, the thing that you'll be continuing and making your living out of. Now, definitely most individuals would be thinking what kind of government support we might be having, whether this is recognized within, and what kind of opportunities we have over here in Sri Lanka. Now, we said it's about call centers and other such aspects. But let's talk about how exactly the government is accepting it. I saw on your website that even His Excellency the President was commending such areas and saying that we should improve BPO over here, because Sri Lanka is an extremely very powerful destination with lots of potential. Let's talk about this.
Exactly. I think the government support has come in right time. Last month we saw a new ministry coming up.
That's right.
For the ICT sector and the communications sector, and that includes BPO activities, and the ICTA has been there for quite a few years now, and they've been taking BPOs and ICTs to rural youth as well. There have been a lot of awareness sessions, which is really commendable. At the same time, the government has set a target of ICT literacy of 75% by 2016, and many other initiatives starting to achieve that. And we also saw, as I wrote in one of my articles as well, the President actually spoke about the ICT sector as well as the BPO sector in his budget presentations a couple of months ago. So the government is taking those measures, and when we started, we did launch our institute, and ICTA actually was present, and the industry body SLASCOM, which actually looks after IT and BPO outsourcing sector, as an industry body, was very supportive as well. So I think those factors are working well, but at the same time, I think private sector organizations like ourselves should work with those bodies and
alongside,
collectively work to achieve these goals. And I think, as you rightly mentioned, Sri Lanka has great potential, and in certain rankings of BPO destinations, Sri Lanka is actually in higher positions now, especially in the emerging BPO destination lists. And so we do have potential, and we just need to make sure we encourage investments. We do encourage new companies to settle down in Sri Lanka, and also help them with facilities and infrastructure, those aspects as well. And the underlying thing for success is human talent, though. If you don't have talent, you can't attract big companies. Now, as I said, in India, you have companies that have 5,000, 10,000 people. And if a company is to come down to Sri Lanka, they would want to have a reasonable number of seats available. If you wouldn't come here for 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, so you have to offer higher numbers. So the Lanka BPO Academy has taken an initiative forward. We offer those opportunities for young people, but we also believe it's a collective thing. The government, the industry body, and ourselves, and the young people, we collectively could do it. And in terms of opportunities, it's a great career for young people. Not all people get selected for universities.
That's right.
And they also need good careers, and that's where BPOs could actually help them, because it's an avenue that allows you to go for multinational work, international companies, those environments, sometimes right here in Sri Lanka, in professional environments, and earn a very good salary at 18 years old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old. So it's a very good career, and some people do think BPOs don't offer long-term careers, and actually I don't agree with that.
Just a myth.
It is a myth, because as we've said elsewhere, BPO sector has 5 or 6 levels, if you like.
Right.
And like you become an agent at entry level, go for a good salary at agent level with good A levels or reasonable A level results, with a training to suit the industry, and then you move to become gradually senior agent, team lead, manager, and then functional leaders, CEOs, and right at the top. So it's a good career, and the good thing is you can actually start very early in your life.
Yes, it's definitely a learning experience always throughout life, and the Lanka BPO Academy is giving you exactly that foundation that you need to start off life at a very young stage, as Mr. Abeywickrama was also highlighting. So if you're interested in making a very decent career, and especially if you're young and you're ready to launch out right now, well, this is that avenue that you've been looking for. Now, since we were talking and we were speaking about the importance of BPO, now lots of people must be having that question in their head as to what kind of criteria one needs to actually join Lanka BPO Academy and start off, say, a certificate course or whatever course that you offer. So first on, we'll talk about the criteria, say age, or whether you need certain A-level or O-level qualifications, and then we'll move on to, say, other aspects of it.
Yeah, what we look for mainly is the age. They have to be 18 years of age, because what we do really at entry level is a job training. So once our training finishes, we want to connect them with companies and direct them to jobs. To do that, we want them to be at least 18 years of age. At the same time, good O-level results and reasonable A-level results. Now, we are not strict in O-levels and A-levels, but we look for certain elements of it. Say, for example, whether they have reasonable English results for their O-levels, and if they don't, we do an evaluation and help them with their English language. And A-levels isn't strict, but we do an evaluation to see where they fit. Now, as I said at the beginning, BPO sector is a wide range area. You have call centers, you have other data entry and other business process areas, financial and accounting, those elements.
So various aspects of it.
Exactly. So we do an evaluation to see where they fit. And there are so many opportunities, so that we could fit almost anyone, but we go through a strict evaluation to see where they do fit.
Lovely. So this, of course, is just an overview, a little glimpse of exactly what the Lanka BPO Academy offers you. So what I would like to say right now is for you to definitely log on to their website. All the details will be added into this interview as well. But before we sum up, since we have Mr. Abeywickrama with us, so from your words itself, let's call out to everyone at home, everyone who is joining us, to join with you and, of course, to share this experience of sharing knowledge.
Exactly. We do welcome all young people to log on to our website www.lankabpoacademy.lk, or call us and discuss this exciting area. It is, in my view, it is the next big thing for the Sri Lankan economy, and it is the opportunity for young people who want a great career in international environments and earn a good salary at very young ages. So we do welcome young people to join with us. Log on to our website or call us on 0714877899. 0714877899, and we're happy to talk to them. And we do a lot of career counseling as well, and I actually do it as a passion as well. I like to talk to young people and help them out with their careers, so we can enlighten them about BPOs as well as help them with their other career related issues as well. Sometimes young people do come to us and say, we are interested in BPOs, but we really don't understand. Explain, and we do explain, and they actually understand. Sometimes they're already in BPOs, they're looking for other avenues using those experiences, and then we provide career guidance as well. So we are very helpful. It's a young team at the Lanka BPO Academy, and I'm actually very proud to have a young team with me in this initiative. So we do understand the thinking and the mentality of young people, and exactly, and we are very looking forward to work with them in their careers.
Yes, and I can give you my word that Mr. Abeywickrama is one individual who can definitely speak to you, sit down and make you feel very comfortable. So thanking you for this lovely conversation and for encouraging everyone to select this as an avenue. I do hope that Lanka BPO will excel with every passing day. I'm really happy and interested in this. So we wish everyone a very pleasant day, and we do hope that you will log on to the website and get further details about Lanka BPO Academy as well. So with all these reminders, thank you so much once again. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
And everyone at home, we wish you a lovely day ahead. Do take care.